Let's queer up sports. The first openly gay NFL player, Carl Nassib, announces retirement. Veteran pass rusher Carl Nassib, who in 2021 became the NFL's first openly gay player to play in a regular season game, announced his retirement after 7 seasons. A third-round pick by Cleveland in 2016, Nassib spent 2 years with the Browns. The edge rusher then played 2 seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, during which he generated 12.5 sacks. Nassib signed with the Las Vegas Raiders in 2020, where he played 2 campaigns before rejoining the Bucs for 13 games last year. In 2021, Nassib became the first active NFL player to come out as gay. His story inspired others. Nassib closes his NFL career with 25.5 sacks, 59 quarterback hits, 187 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, and an interception. During the announcement, he said, "This is a bittersweet moment for him." After just over 100 NFL games he played throughout his career. Nassib also emphasized the importance of providing support and love to LGBTQ youth. After his retirement, he will be working for his company Rayze, which is an innovative app that connects people with nonprofit organizations. More work for the queer community can be expected in the coming years from his end. I know nothing about football. I don't know anything about
You
stats,
sounded like you knew everything.
I dropped my voice. Congratulations, Mr. Nassib. But no, I'm really excited to see what he's going to be doing with his platform and connecting community members with the nonprofits. That's really exciting to me. That part I can speak to that part. That part sounds great.
Like you had me at sack.
Can they still wear the pants if they retire?
Probably.
They
probably could.
I mean, that would make sense, right?
So how long do usual basketball players last?
Yeah, that's a funny joke.
Okay. How long do people play in the NFL for? Seriously.
Well,
NFL basketball?
Yeah.
No, stop it.
Oh.
Like, okay, he's only been like 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, is that normal? Like, is that a long career? Like, did he literally come out and then just say, peace, I'm going to stop playing?
Yeah,
They take a beating, no?
Yeah, they do
those bodies
but,
take a beating.
But 10, 12, 15 seasons.
Aside from coming out, what else has he done for our community? I know that he gave $100,000 to Trevor Project last year.
Yeah, no,
but he's worth like $15 million.
Yes, he's voiced up for community significantly. And one of the things that I would point out is Outsports, for example, which I think is our top representation in talking about sports in the world for LGBT. They would say that Carl Nassib is a big story in and of itself. His presence is a big story because representation matters. Mm-hmm. We've said this, you've said it 1,000 times. His representation in his field really, really matters because the NFL was one of the last, old boy toxic masculinity homes. And they have, and the NFL has worked very hard to try to diversify that. It's difficult when players don't come out and say, I represent my community. The NFL's pushed it along, and there have been some after they retire that come out, and that circle of people have helped the NFL. Carl Nassib is important because he comes out as a player. The idea, would players try to hurt him on the field? Would players try to discriminate against him in the locker room? Would I shower with a Carl Nassib? Simple, silly questions, right? But see,
no, but
joke,
it's the truth, though.
That joke is the problem because right, exactly, I get it, but
it is.
But that's why this story is a big deal because he did it and takes dramatic risk. I'm sure we're going to hear more from him in terms of this transition, like to the question of the 7 seasons, because I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah.
But this is a big story. It really is a big story. And it's also a big story because the big stereotype is, for women, the stereotype is you get married instantly and you have the U-Haul. The big story for gay men is we know nothing about sports ball. We've made that joke in this story. That's not true. It's a stereotype. And in this instance, he helped break boundaries for our community.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And it's a wait and see what'll be next.
All of us we grew up and people were watching sports and they would idolize their players and they wanted to go into sports. We didn't have anybody representing us, so we did not go into it. We went to theater, went to the arts, went to places where we felt safe.
Well,
the fact that he makes people feel safe,
and
we should hopefully have more gay athletes.
25 years ago, you couldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
You could not play football. You just couldn't because you just couldn't. So what do? You sing. You wait in a restaurant. You become a flight attendant. You X and Y and Z.
Or you stay in the closet.
Right.
It's also brilliant he's going into tech. I just want to point that out because that is the next wave. Well, he has his app.
That's the app is a little sketchy to me, to be fair. It's
Why
like
so?
Why, you don't believe that people should be connected with nonprofits?
Oh no, I
in
do.
their
I
areas,
do.
or-
I just don't know if it's going to be like fully successful. You know, like I believe.
You think it's a front for a new grinder?
I don't think it's a front for a grinder. I just think that like he might be coming out again, like out of retirement to like play again. I don't know if the app is going to like really supersede like what he did on the field. I think it's amazing, but do I think it's like the next career choice? Probably not.
89% of professional athletes, end up bankrupt within 5 years from when they retire. Did you know that? 89 end up bankrupt within 5 years of leaving
What else can they do with the job?
Yes. So the fact that he's actually out there stating it, there are some exceptions that have gone out there. But I think this is one of them because he's going into tech. The ones that have been successful have all gone into tech in some capacity lately. So it's very interesting. So I'm excited to be justified.
You know a lot about sports players to not know a lot about sports.
I mean, I'm not just a
sports
fan.
Well, above all else, we congratulate Carl Nassib because his representation for our community in this lane, we're everything. And he is the representation of a lane that was never happened.
He carved it.
Before him, exactly. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.